that I always stuck up for the underdogs. And unfortunately, a lot of times when you think of, I guess, the underdogs and then the bullies or the in crowd, to me, there's no difference. We're all the insecurities from the underdogs to the in crowd bullies or whatever you want to label them. I think we're all in the same boat. And so I think when people realize their gifts and other people realize your gifts, there can be jealousies. But my thing is jealousy is what does it go back to? Is fear. And fear of failure can be, and like I said, I had fear growing up of just speaking. Which is funny, that's what I'm doing now, that my fear was just to let myself be heard, let myself be known. I did it through sports. That was my voice. But now that I'm older and my bones are achy and and I get a little more aches and pains when I get up in the morning, now I have to use my voice. But I think for me is giving back to these people out there. When I hear people that email me and say, Tony, you've changed my life, and then I'm thinking, what did I do? It's like, what did I do or what do I say? But just us being good people and showing an aspiration and giving it our all and putting everything into a business or a relationship or whatever you can, it can inspire other people just by them listening to you or visually seeing you. And I think that's what we need to realize as human beings, that we can make a huge difference just by living by example. I tell people I'm just an average guy. I'm a Kansas country boy. I was an average student. I said, I was like, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I tell that all the time on my show. If I can do it, anybody can do it, and they can. It's just never allowing somebody else to tell you you can't.
Right, and that's so important in that we can often give away our power or place the responsibility in the hands of others for the course correction of our life. Because I perhaps like many in my background, as I share with you, comes out of corporate America where it was earnings per share and profitability. But I looked around, as most of us do, with fears for the affirmations of others. It's almost as if I was looking for the Olympic judges to hold up the scorecards for me, so I could see how I was doing and recognize somewhere along the line someone was bold enough to hold up a mirror, so that's the one you ought to be looking at. And after becoming frightened by that photograph, I did recognize to look inside. And let me touch on something here, because I think what's interesting that lessons in life come one ways they come is from the mistakes that we make, and yet we're often constructed to work really hard not to make any mistakes. But then you wonder, how do you learn if you're not falling down? But there's the perception of, the great stories of guys like Tony Sweet climbed Success Mountain, and it's been unblemished, and it was a straight path, and voila. I would imagine that that would be what would you call it? That would be the cartoon version of the story.
Oh, yeah.
Is there, in light of that, because you do speak here to perseverance, is there a favorite failure or setback that you say, here's one that, boy, it really taught me a valuable lesson?
I don't know if there's one particular one, but my favorite saying is when somebody else tells me you cannot do that, or you will not be able to succeed, or you will fail. And I mean, a lot of people will say that in the most nicest way, but for me, that is like taking a match and lighting a fuse. And it doesn't really make me angry. It used to make me angry when I was younger. I had to prove it. But now it's more of I think, a gift, because it does, unfortunately, as we get older, a lot of times our, the dreams and the things that we used to reach for us when we were younger, we get a little jaded, we get a little more, not so much energy to put into something. But I have to say, I've kept that energy and that aspiration and that desire and that push to put everything I can into my station. And I think those words to me are like a gift to me. Because people, and I have to say, people I've, met and dated or family, a lot of times family know me. Family know me inside and out. But like people that met me, they always perceive me as, you're so perfect. I never drank, I never did drugs, I never smoked cigarettes, I was a good boy. But it's